Hi everyone, it's great to be here to join the MAAL conference. My name is Hui Geng, and today I'm going to present our paper entitled Rhetorical Moves of Introduction Sections in English Linguistics Research Articles of Non-Scopus and Scopus Journals. Well, the contents of our paper include the following sections: the introduction, the research questions or research objectives, the literature review, the methodology, the findings and discussions, and conclusion. Okay, and let me make a short introduction about the background knowledge of our paper. Research article as an academic genre. Genre refers to a class of communicative events, the members of which share some set of communicative purposes. Functioned as a firmly established social genre of communication, the research article, RA, has become the culmination and final product of an involved process of research. It continues to be the preeminent genre of the academy and is a principal site of knowledge-making. The macrostructure of RA is displayed in the hourglass IMRD diagram, in which a key section is the introduction. Okay, next, rhetorical moves in introduction section. As stated by Basha, the communicative purpose of an introduction in RA marks a link between what has done before in the relevant field of research and the present work that is being reported. Since Will's seminal work on the move structure and create a research space model, move analysis has become one of the influential genre-based approaches to identify the structure of introductions. Move is a schematic, discoursal, and rhetorical unit, performing a communicative function in the text. It can be subdivided into smaller textual segments, which are called sub-moves or steps, strategies. Well, as our paper is based on the Scopus Index journals in linguistics and language, here is a background knowledge of what is Scopus. Scopus is the largest abstract and citation database of peer-reviewed literature, and in the field of linguistics and language, 221 journals were displaced with open access. Next, problem statement. The construction of RA introductions in English has become a tough and burdensome task for academic writers, especially for those who are not aware of the rhetorical moves of each section. Although some studies have applied Will's framework of move analysis and identified the rhetorical structure of academic texts and professional discourse, their focuses were on other academic fields. In the discipline of linguistics and language, due to the introductions of RAs coming from different sources, whether the sections follow the same standard of move structure and meet the requirement of Scopus Index journals has rarely been studied to date. Moreover, few studies made a comparison between the application of rhetorical moves in a specific genre published in non-Scopus and Scopus journals. So only with knowing the differences between articles of diverse levels can the writers have awareness of the well-structured articles that meet the standards to publish in Scopus journals and go a step further. In this sense, the present study aims to fill this gap. And this is our literature review. We have made a literature review matrix to show the title, the research objective, methodology, and results. Research questions and research objectives. In this study, we have 3 research questions. The first one is, what are the rhetorical moves patterns and their essentiality rates in English linguistic RA introductions from the non-Scopus Index and Scopus Index journals? Second, To what extent do the use of rhetorical move patterns and their essentiality in English linguistics are introductions from the non-Scopus index journals differ from those from Scopus index journals? Third, what are the sequence and combination of rhetorical moves in English linguistics are introductions from both corpora? And accordingly, in the right column, there are our research objectives. Okay, methodology, corpus construction. In our study, a total sample of 100 introductions were selected. And firstly, we used Batcher-Bigland typology to select the discipline. So the purposive selected field linguistics is involved in the discipline of soft applied category. And for the journal selection, we just chose the non-Scopus index journals and Scopus index journals that published in English. For the research article selection, well, they are randomly selected. And for the introduction section, we use the no-goose criteria. Next, analytical framework. In this study, we adapted the Swill's 1990s CARS model. Well, in Swill's 1990s model, there are three moves. Move 1, establishing a territory. Move 2, establishing a niche. Move 3, occupying the niche. And there are 12 steps in total. But in our research, we have found another new step, which is step 5, expectation from findings in our pilot study. And this is the interoperability on the analytical frameworks. We have two intercoders in testing our analytical frameworks, and an agreement was reached on identification of rhetorical moves in a total of 10 introductions. Procedures for data analysis. Well, we use descriptive text analysis with mixed method approach in this study. The quantitative tools include the SPSS, and we just do manual text analysis by qualitative method. For RQ1, identify the rhetorical moves patterns in both corpora by manual text analysis, which is qualitative. Analyze the essentiality rates and essentiality of moves in both corpora, and this is quantitative. For research question 2, investigate the differences in the use of moves and their essentiality rates between each corpora by applying chi-square with SPSS. Well, this is quantitative. And for RQ3, identify the sequence and combination of moves and make a comparison of them between the two corpora by manual analysis. This is qualitative. And then this is a detailed procedure for our data analysis. Findings and discussions. RQ1, the essentiality of moves and steps. From the results in the non-Scopus corpus, move 1 and move 2 were categorized as the conventional ones, while move 3 was contained in 100 of the introductions, and it was decided as an obligatory move. In the Scopus corpus, move 1 was obligatory, and move 2 and move 3 were conventional. And here is the essentiality of steps in the moves in a total of 100 English linguistic RA introductions from both corpora, while the first table is based on the non-Scopus index journals. And the second table is based on the Scopus index journals. Well, from this table, you can see each step's essentiality and essentiality rates are demonstrated. Overall, it could be seen that none of the three moves were optional from both the non-Scopus and Scopus corpora. In the field of applied linguistics, this result is supported by Kobayashi and Rahman et al. Therefore, it could conceivably be hypothesized that in the linguistic field, whether the journal's impact is comparatively low or high, whether the journal belongs to a non-Scopus or Scopus index database. Move 1, Move 2, and Move 3 were all aware by writers, and every single of them was employed in over 66% of RA introductions. For RQ2, well, this is a result based on the differences in essentiality of moves and steps between the two corpora. We did this by chi-square. Based on the results of the chi-square goodness of fit test, there were no statistical differences in essentiality rate of each move used in linguistic R introductions between the two corpora, in general at 0.05 level of significance. From a macro point of view, this result confirmed that writers from both corpora have awareness of using Move 1, Move 2, and Move 3 in a large percentage of introductions. For RQ2, well, this is also the result, but based on a more detailed steps level. Based on the results of the chi-square goodness of fit test, only Move 1, Step 1, claiming centrality was found to be statistically significantly different among all the steps. Though the essentiality of this step was optional in both corpora, the essentiality rate of it was significantly different in linguistic RA introductions between the non-Scopus and Scopus index journals. This result suggested that there's a higher percentage of introductions, including Move 1, Step 1, at least once from the Scopus index journals, and the more scholarly advanced writers adopted this step in the initial position. It would be better to follow the rhetorical strategies by writers from the Scopus corpus and use this step comprehensively. RQ3, the sequence and the combination of moves. The results show that there were 4 types of linear move structures used in 18 RA introductions and 24 types of the cyclical move structures used in 32 RA introductions from the non-Scopus corpus. And the most dominant type for the linear move structure is Move 1, Move 2, Move 3. The next common linear move structure was Move 1, Move 3. The solitary Move 3 and the M1, M3, M2, which had the disrupted order, were only showcased in 1 RA introductions respectively. Regarding the cyclical structures of moves, the most common cyclical move structure was Move 1, Move 2, Move 1, Move 3. Moreover, 15 RA introductions began with Move 1 and ended with Move 3. As for the combination of moves in the non-Scopus corpus, the Move 1, Move 2, Move 3 was the preeminent combination that the writers preferred in the non-Scopus corpus. Yeah, this is the table that shows the sequences and the combination of moves. And here is the result of the sequence and the combination of moves from the Scopus corpus. Compared with the results from the non-Scopus corpus, the total types of move structures declined, which suggested that more RA introductions have shared the same move structure type, and they could be grouped based on their regularity. And these are some results of the linear and cyclical structures of moves when comparing with both corpora. Okay, this table also shows the sequences and the combination of moves from the Scopus corpus. Finally, we come to our conclusion. This paper investigated the essentiality, the sequence, and the combination of rhetorical moves of RA English linguistic introductions from non-Scopus index and Scopus index journals. A total of 100 English linguistic RA introductions were selected. Based on adapted Swill's CARS model, the findings revealed that none of the 3 moves were optional from both corpora, but differences existed in each move and each constituent step. Through inferential analysis, Move 1, Step 1 was statistically significant different in its essentiality rate between the non-Scopus and Scopus corpus. In terms of the sequence of moves, the prominent type was the conventional move 1, move 2, move 3 in both corpora, but the total types of linear and cyclical move structures used in the Scopus corpus were less than the types used in the non-Scopus corpus. As for the combination, the M1, M2, M3 pattern was employed in 82% and 94% of our introductions from the non-Scopus and Scopus corpus respectively. Well, the limitation of this research first lay in the small size of the corpora, and the second limitation is that it only focuses in the field of applied linguistics. So for further research, it would be possible to conduct interdisciplinary studies to make a comparison of the rhetorical structure across other sections, other disciplines, and other academic genres. Okay, thank you very much. This is our presentation. Any feedbacks and comments are welcome. Thank you.